I realize this doesn't look like under my sink, but we've got to start somewhere, don't we? Well, I just got this, not a sponsor, but this is the system I have. And the UV light apparently has given up the ghost. You could actually see, I'll show you later, I've had it apart already, but I've lost all that footage, so we're just going to do it again because I had to wait for this for quite a while. I ordered some of these, I tried to, from the old Jungle website, and they came, but they were like 7 feet long or something. Actually, here they go. I think that's a little too much for my house. So I got those on return. So I've already sliced the box open with my favorite new tool I carry with me all the time now. And let's just take a look in the box here. I think we're okay. Now you've got to know your serial number here on your machine to get the right thing. Boy, I'm scared of this thing. Let's see if this thing looks right at all. Oop. Well, there's the. I'll stick that with the. I usually like to keep things with the item I received. Let's see if this looks right in the least. Ooh. Okay. Dr. Tung's 3D House of UV Lights. That looks correct. Yeah, that's the right end. That's your key. They have some that kind of step up and all of that, but I'm glad to have this, and I'm also very glad to have somewhat of a part number. And that's the thing. This was really hard to find. It took a little digging. Also, you might find, we're going to talk about everything here in a minute, but you know the ballast can go bad on you too. So I'm gonna put that back in there. Oops. I'm not one of those that enjoys popping bubble wrap, and I'm also not one of those that enjoys hearing other people pop bubble wrap. It's ridiculous. It's some kind of thing. But I guess I got my things, don't I? All right, so let's go up and go under the sink. You want to? It will be dark before we do that. I got too much to do out here. Radio went out on Daphne. Oh, it probably served me 3 carefree months before it burned up. So I thought because I had done other work on Daphne, on the headlights and all that, the previous video, that I had done something wrong. I did do something wrong. I bought a cheap radio, so it was my fault. Got another one coming, a Jensen one. We'll talk about that later. Let's stick on topic, all right? All right. Okay, back up at the house. I got my UV squints ready. I got my new seals in. There's the bulb we talked about earlier. I have this new ballast. I'm going to go ahead and change this, although I'm not sure the other one is bad. This is the company that I'm dealing with. This is the part number that I'm dealing with. And that's how much it happened to cost me. There you go. Nice slow scan there. And I'm hoping this is going to work. You can see that looks right. This one, here's this particular thing, 12 to 16 watts. And let me see if I can do this. Oh, here. So this is under my sink. So this has been in almost 2 years. So you turn this off, which means that I should turn this on and nothing should come out. Well, there you go. That gets the pressure off, don't it? Okay. Well, doesn't seem to want to stop. Guess there's just some pressure in the system. So that valve is turned off right there. It's still coming out. You better have a hefty towel ready to go. Here's my electricity that I had to wire up. This house did not have electricity under the sink, so it was kind of a pain. Oops, I can't believe I put it through my lariat there. Okay, so there's nothing wet here. So I don't even have this mounted in here too perfectly. And I don't feel the need to, I need to take this out because I had that mounted in there. Let me get that thing out real quick. And so does a guy like me keep any sink? I keep. Also not a sponsor. I love their stuff. It smells a little too good to me sometimes. Sometimes it kind of makes me a little sick. It smells so sweet. But that stuff's getting hard to find. 10 times better than Comet, in my opinion. So let's see if I can get this out. Let's take this thing out anyway. This one just doesn't seem to have the cojones that the other one has. Now, I kind of remember that when this worked, you could see the UV light somehow in here. I don't know how that was. Maybe there's some kind of sight glass or something in there. So let me get all this stuff down here. And I'll put that away. Oh, come on. I want to get this out and show you where the serial number is and all. Ooh, I got another new gimmick here that's nice too. This was actually given to me. Oops, sorry, noise alert. And this is a little towel rack. I don't know where it came from. It's just given to me. And look at that. Isn't that nice? Let me do that again because I didn't show it. But there's that thing. But there, isn't that nice? And you can just move it wherever you want it. And you can hang your cloth on it. And there you go. And I like that. I had that hook over here where that dark spot was. I took it out because it kind of was a little too much. It looks like it's powder coated. But anyway, there's that. I kind of like that. So let me get this off of here and drag this thing out because you can see it's just like that. So I went ahead and turned off the supply to the ice maker. I turned off the supply to back there that goes to the red line. The red line's the supply. The yellow goes to the holding tank and all that other stuff. You can look all that up. Now, better have your towel ready to go here because I'm going to show you here what we got. And it puts out a lot of water. Okay, so you just kind of let it go. Electricity and water is generally not a good combination. And let's just stay real time here. And I was going to show you, this is my system. There's the serial number. You have to know this to get the right equipment. And I don't think there's anything else you need to know. But I did use that website right there to, I guess you could put that on your phone, but I don't usually do that. But that's what my system is. I'm here by myself, and I don't run anything through this but the RO system. So there's a whole house filter in this house too. So let's see if that's drained out enough. Try not to bone anything up here. Yeah, see how much water comes out of that? And it just keeps a-coming. Okay, so there's your system. Right there. Don't pull that out cockeyed or you'll break the big glass cock there. Ooh, good thing you got a lot of towel. Ooh, it's hitting the floor. Don't want it hitting the floor. This is a real wood floor, so okay, I need both hands. A lot of water here. Well, looks like it's stopping. Okay, now be careful with this thing. You can see where the bulb's blown. Okay, now I thought there was some kind of let's get the water off the floor. I thought there was the water off of here. So yeah, what you're going to be dealing with. Now go ahead and just tilt this thing and get more water out of that stainless steel cylinder. And then you just don't have to worry about it keeping dripping on you. So the good time to just wipe the floor down here too. So there's when I put it in. And it is April of 22. I don't see a window of opportunity here, but I could swear I kind of remember it you could see the blue light. Maybe that was the mistake. So here's what you got. I'm gonna do this with water everywhere. Okay, you take off this little glass sheath and be careful with it. And there you can see where the little rubber seal goes. Okay, and don't think that was good. Anyway, yeah, let's make sure that's dry. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but we'll do it anyway. And this is your little, you need to change this. That's why I got the little pack of 6 here. There you go, if you want to get some of those. Yeah, that looks like that thing could be a problem. And here is the bulb. And make sure, for God's sakes, make sure it's unplugged. This thing goes to a ballast. Oop, I'm caught in my lasso again. Let's get this banjo on my knee here. So then that just unplugs that way. And it looks like it's kind of keyed a little bit. Maybe not so much. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But you can also tell where, maybe that's too much light. You can tell where it's blown. It's blown on both sides. So that bulb there, it should match up perfectly to the bulb over here. Let's put you back on this knee. Okay, let's get this out of the cylinder. Okay, I got it out of the cardboard tube. I don't know if you should touch this. I don't know if it's like a quartz halogen bulb, but I'm not going to touch it. And I'm going to put it right there. And there's the old one. Okay, so I can just put that on in the trash can. And I'm not happy about this being moist inside. I guess it's okay for it to be. I don't know. But if it's supposed to be moist inside, then it will be. But maybe that was part of the problem. The seal could be more of a key to it than you think. So as you can tell, let's get this where I won't step on it. As you can tell, I had to do some wiring in the beginning to get this one to work. So what we're going to do is we are going to fire this thing up and just kind of make sure it does work, and before we put it in all this back together. Now if you turn your system on right now, it's going to just flood out of there. So you're going to have that. So also probably another reason for, oh, there's something I didn't see. So you got to take that out and put it in there. Well, I guess that's fairly obvious. Okay, let's see how we're going to do that. I guess that would only make sense. There's no reason to have, I don't know why is that so hard to get out of there. Okay, took a little doing. I hope that's designed to go through there, and it is. So this will be a backup. You know, I don't know. I hate throwing stuff like that away. So we're going to put it back there and that back there. And I'll put this in the new one. Hold on to your twist ties here, because you might end up using them again. And I'll tell you something else too. If you don't lash up all your little 1/4 inch nylon lines down here, they will rattle. Hard part's getting the drain to work on the dumb thing. Okay, so you can tell I've got pull ties on things just to sort of make sure that's okay. So I don't see anything in there that's a window of opportunity. So you just slip that back in there and push that back in there. Okay, and now you should be all ready to go. So I believe that my little extension cord thing is hot. So we're going to put our UV glasses on. I got to dry this bulb out, and I'm going to do that just with like a coat hanger and a cloth or something. Just dry this off completely. Take that and throw it in a can. Okay. So I got a coat hanger and I put a little hook on the end of it, and I got myself, I'm going to wrap this up like a little bow tie. Well, and then I'm going to do it, twist it up like that, and then I'm going to get the old Edison majoring in medicine all alone with a test tube, eh? Don't know how John Lennon got away with that in that era, but he did. So let's get this nice and dry. See, I can spin it around. I have no idea if I was in frame, but you get the meaning here. Just take your time and get that as dry as you can. This is not really something I enjoy leaving on all the time, but I imagine it'll be okay. Okay, so there you go. All right, so much for that. Let's see if the UV light works. So now we're ready for one of these. Okay, I'm going to just put those on those, and then we're going to just slip this over. Yeah, I would say they look a little different. That one's sort of discolored, quite a bit different, don't they? Well, might want to not throw that one in the trash can too far, huh? I don't think it's going to matter much. I think it's going to be fine. There you go. And I kind of like this one a little better anyway. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to sort of test fit this thing and just see what it's like. If I break this, I'll own up to it. So there's some kind of spring tension back in there. And I think a person would be better off pushing it probably to about, because there's where the spring tension's starting. So I'm going to push it back to there. And there comes some more water. So let's use this thing and push it down to right about there. Now, I don't think you ought to use, you could probably use some of that plumber's silicone stuff. Don't use any Seal Glide or anything like that. So yeah, that feels pretty good. And if you screw it on very slowly, you'll be fine. So let's see about doing this stuff. Where are my safety glasses? I don't want to say what this reminds me of because I really hate those commercials. They're really annoying. So put these on. You could probably get away with your Ray-Ban things and just keep this dry. Try not to touch anything. I would probably not recommend use of dielectric grease here. It does seem to want to go in a particular way. So I think once I get this in, I will be not taking it out again. Boy, you got to make sure that thing's home. It goes in with some difficulty. Okay, now let's see if she comes on. Let me, oops. Okay, back to our show. We're going to just sort of put this right here. I don't know if that's in frame. We'll just put it, we'll do you like this. And we'll plug it in. And we're not going to do this but briefly because I'm not sure how hot this thing gets. Okay, there you go. Okay, proof of concept there. Came right on. It worked just like a ballast with capacitors too. which doesn't really surprise me. It took it a second to come on, like everything does now. Everything takes a little brief second to come on. You don't get the instant light that you used to get. Okay, so let's do this thing. All right, so with all care, put that in there like that. Did I mess up the spring or something? I want to look up in there and see what that looks like. No, the spring doesn't seem to move around. It's somewhat tubular in there, if you can. It's in there. Felt like it went sideways on me, but I don't think it did. Okay, let's push that down just a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Okay, that goes there. And now this goes in here. And I'm just going to believe that it works now. Okay. And now this goes up here. And I'm going to probably need 2 hands for this. Well, no, I guess not. I thought it was going to give me more spring force than that. Not the time to go sideways on anything. Just keep your feel of force here. Let that O-ring catch up with what you're doing. Mama tomato and Papa tomato. Catch up. Okay, now I think that's going to do her. So let me, I think I've done enough. I'm going to turn the water back on and all that other stuff. And I believe you should turn the water on, all of it, until you get water back up in your faucet and before you plug this back in. So I don't know how hot that thing gets. So I would, of course, you got to check for leaks too. So if you want to hang on for that, I guess we'll just do her. So I actually closed this one. I'll do some weeble wobbling here, but this is the one going to the ice maker, going under the house. That one's about 5 or 6 turns, but the one back here is like a bunch of turns. There it goes. I heard it a little bit. So the valve atop this tank does not close completely. Yeah, I hear it filling up. And that valve atop this tank, there it goes, it's off now, is off. So here it, and there it comes out up there. That's good, purge the air out of it. All right, let's turn that off. And be sure and wipe all this dry. And okay. So if you come back later, if you got any leaks, you'll know. Well, that cloth is completely soaked. So you just got, I guess that's your biggest thing, because if you have these kind of cabinets, this ain't the Ritz-Carlton. I've been in $1 million houses that have cabinets not much better than mine. So no matter where you are, you don't want press board or not, you don't want to get your wood above 19% or whatever that is, that number is. Okay, so we're going to push this back in here. Okay, and we're going to mount this back up, and we'll do a closeout here. And we'll see if we see the little blue light. I don't know how that's possible, but I can swear I remember seeing that. Maybe it didn't, I don't know. All right, let's get all this back together. All water on. We are ready to plug this in and see if it says work or fault. And if it doesn't work, whose fault is it? It would be Mine most likely. Let's see if the light comes on. Okay, I know y'all, some of y'all saw what I did, but I'm gonna try not to show you. There you go, it says work, right there. And I kind of put it like that, so every time I throw something in the trash can, I can look at it. Now, I don't see the blue light there. There's the seals. I'm just gonna put those there. I don't know. That had to be some kind of fault. I don't know. You know what it probably was? The sheath probably wasn't pushed up all the way and the light was leaking past. But I always thought that was kind of weird and I didn't like it anyway. So we're going to just hang this up there. And then, speaking of hanging things up, we can hang this up and put our Williams Sonoma. It's hard to get a good cloth anymore. Did this thing do that to me? It surely did. Well, that's okay. I think you saw enough. All right, so there, got distracted. I don't know who asked this camera to do the things it does. I know it's not me. Okay, so we've got a work thing there. Everything looks good. There's a spider. That's dry. Just gonna leave this door open to remind me to check things. It ain't much of a kit, but you know, it works good enough. Okay, so let's clean up our mess. And that's really all there is to it. Like I say, I see no point in mounting this thing. Just general information, the black hose is your exhaust from the RO membrane. That thing will drive you crazy. I'll tell you another little secret too. Do not run that outside if you're in cold climates. I was in a situation once where it was 5 degrees for like 3 days and the RO exhaust port froze and it flooded the kitchen. It took me a while to figure out where it came from. But if you're going to port these, you can't port them in the sewer line or anything unless you got some kind of real fancy check valve. I still wouldn't recommend it. A lot of times they say put it in here. I have done that and it'll keep you up all night with the water running. Every time the ice maker goes off, this goes off if you run it to your ice maker. And don't depend on valves like that, obviously. Hopefully that's not leaking. So give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And we'll do something later, but this is a well worth doing. I live on a farm and my well is somewhat shallow. It's a 200-foot well. They call it a killer well because it produces 20 gallons a minute. But there's a lot of agriculture and horticulture and bovines and other creatures all around there. And I have a real nice well cover and all that. But I would say in any circumstance you want a system that has a UV light. But if you don't have one, you don't, and that's fine. But I think here especially, of course city water can be, you know, their standards are pretty low. So as you look, if you want to look back, you can see where I put that water heater in over there, and there's a whole house filter there. But it's just, oh, look at that. You can see the green light. All right, I was right. There it is. It comes through there. That's your little check thing. I knew I saw something at one point. Cool. Okay, well, it took a while for that. It was kind of blocking my... I just saw a little green coming around the corner there. So that's it. So there's your little green go light. 2 green go lights. So we're back in the saddle. And remember, municipalities have been using UV light to get 99.9% of stuff out of water for a long time. So, you know, cheap and easy. If I got to spend $40-something every year to change that bulb, okay with me. I mean, I don't have city water, so I'm not paying city water bill. All right, I think that's about it. I think we're ready to clean up and call this a day. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye, everybody.